Now, I could go into different nations, constitutions, and things like that. But since the majority of moderators reside in America, I will focus on American law. Now, under American Constitution, it is the right of the government to tax the people, to tax any institution within the country, etc. You can look that up. Despite what libertarians and conservatives might want to believe, the fact is that a nation has a right to tax its people. So, because of that, I think it's well within the right of the government to give authority to private citizens to tax individuals and institutions through the use of the tax gun idea. The idea here is because I just don't think I've gone in depth enough about it, and I would really like to invent this, is that every citizen be armed with a tax gun. Now, what the tax gun does is when you point it at somebody, it can delve into your information, your credit cards or, well, not your credit cards, but basically your bank account, and transfer money from that to the closest reserve, be it state or federal, whatever. I'm sure there would need to be some laws to kind of, edge out, to flatten out the edges. But essentially, yes, every private citizen would have the right to tax one another, themselves, etc., based off a couple of protocols. So that's really what I'm advocating here with the tax gun. Most likely, it would have to be called something else because people would probably not react very well to a tax gun. It sounds scary and frightening, but it is the only way that you are going to continue to live this postmodernized lifestyle and not be ruled by a 1% tycoon, robber baron, mafia. So basically here, the idea is that I imagine in the near future, if I were ever able to actually invent this, is that everybody, rather than carry an actual gun, well, I'm sure there would still be people carrying actual guns, but more than likely everyone would be armed with a tax gun and could tax their fellow man based off certain procedures. And if they can somehow prove within reasonable means that they deserve to be taxed, then they can shoot them with the tax gun. And thus we could combat the rich in a more practical manner because they're hiding away on their private islands and yachts or blending into the shadows of society like Mark Zuckerberg and Moot do. So essentially, I think once everyone is armed with a tax gun, the rich would realize their place within society. They would stop, trying to overpower us. They would stop flexing their muscles and bullying us and act the same way as everybody else does. Would this end the class war? No. But it would certainly humble the rich. It would make them realize that they're no better than anybody else, no matter how much capital they own. And if they think that owning a lot of capital makes them better than other people, then we will simply tax that capital away from them. So, that's all I really want to say here. I just want to give a more in-depth perspective of the tax gun idea because I really foresee it being the future of social economics and the only alternative, the only real answer to this growing problem of class gap. So I guess that's it.